Okay, people are still asking this question. What I mean by each country's currency has different purchasing power or has more value to the dollar. So I'm going to show you a side by side comparison so you understand. If you're able to use and exchange US dollars, then you're styling, okay? Because one of our US dollars buys 1,195 Iraqi dinars, okay? But it changes for each country, and that is because each country has different purchasing power, okay? So if you're in Australia, your $1 buys you only 821 Iraqi dinars. Do you see this? We get more because our dollar is stronger. That's what I was trying to say. Okay, let's take a look at I can already hear you crypto people yelling at me, "Hey, Bitcoin." Wait till you see this, okay? If you're in now, most people have cryptocurrencies. You can buy them anywhere. If you own one Bitcoin, it buys you. One Bitcoin buys you 8,559,842 Iraqi dinars. I would. It's no stretch to say that. No coin or no $1 out there buys more than Bitcoin. There's hands down the winner. So if you own one entire Bitcoin right now, your Bitcoin could buy you 8 million Iraqi dinars. That's pretty dang good. All right. So they definitely would beat us. Okay. So let's keep going down here too. Let's see who else. If I'm going to be looking, Brazil, you want to see how you do? So if you don't have US dollars and you're using you go in and you exchange your dinar and you're getting a Brazilian real, well, then you only get 200. And if you're buying the dinar, I mean, you get 294. See how we get 1,000? This is what I'm talking about purchasing power. Okay, this is what I was trying to explain to people. That not all of them are the same. There's this misconception that all across the world, you're all getting the same rate. No, you're not, because everybody's purchasing power is different. We have a stronger dollar. Therefore, our dollar versus their dollar is much stronger. Chinese dollar versus the Iraqi dinar is strong, but not as strong as ours. Okay, so their buying power isn't as strong as the United States. Okay, so let's see. You could go if you just go up there to do IQD versus USD, which is US dollar. Just pick your country and put the Iraqi dinar down there, and just let $1 in there, and they give you an idea of what kind of power your dollar has. Okay, there's the rupee for you people from India. Let's take a look. Okay, so you can see you only get 16 versus US dollar gets 1,195. We'll keep going real quick here. I'm just trying to make a point here. Okay, actually one of the stronger ones, I think it would be Kuwait. What it might be. Hey, yeah, Kuwait. Yeah, they're stronger than ours, almost dang by over twice. So if you live in Kuwait and you take your Kuwait dinar, you can take one of your dollars, you can buy 3,937 Iraqi dinar. That's a pretty good exchange rate right there, okay? Let's see what else. Japanese. Do you see the purchasing power? Do you see? That's the point I was trying to make. When the rate changes, not everybody's going to get the same rate. That's because our dollar is different in purchasing power than others. But I want to show you something else that I think you might cheer you up a little, okay? We all know that the Kuwait dinar, okay, and people say, oh, I know Yang is going to hit me with, or Tang's going to hit me with this. Stop comparing the two. I'm going to compare the two. I'm going to show you something right now. Kuwait's currency is much more, if I'm not mistaken, outside of obviously the Bitcoin. Outside of Bitcoin, the Kuwait dinar is the most valuable currency out there. If you go to, this index, I don't know how to pronounce that, but anyways, you put in Kuwait versus Iraq. We're going to do a side-by-side comparison, and let's see which country's the strongest and has the most potential, okay? Kuwait's already got a strong dinar. Let me show you why. I know the Iraqi dinar is eventually going to catch and pass the value of the Kuwait dinar. And if anything, it's probably going to be the most valuable currency. Okay, all this is just geographics. Nobody cares about that. Okay, I do want to make a point. Let's see, where's it at on here? Okay, look, real quick, demographics. Look at the population. Iraq is much more stronger and has more workable people. Most of the working age people in Kuwait are getting up there in age, where most of the working people in Iraq are just now coming of working age. All right, that means they have more people in the labor force. They could do more work. Okay, so let's get past this part here. And all this other stuff is just really nothing that we care about. The government talks about the different types of governments, who's in control, who's doing what. We don't care about that. Let's keep going. Economy. When you get here to the economy, what you're going to see is this is as of 2017, all right? So it's a little bit older. I wish it was a little bit more established, but it's not. When you go to the, and I'll leave this link in the video just so you guys can come here and play with this. When you go here, you're going to see side by side, Iraq is way stronger of an economy right now. In 2017, that is much stronger. It's much stronger now. They're way stronger than Kuwait. If the value of their dollar is based on their GDP, interest rates, and all those other things, Iraq is crushing them. So stop stressing, people. Yes, eventually, nobody knows when, but eventually they're going to catch and pass up the Kuwait dinar. And I've been telling people, if you have enough dinar, when their first rate change takes place, I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit on the low side, not too low. But let's say it is at $1.19, because I believe the BTI report that we saw, and I have emailed them, I'm waiting for them to respond back. I think they said in 2017, the Iraqi dinar was actually had a value of $1.74, was what it was at the time. That doesn't mean it's a usable rate. It's not going to be usable until they get the sanctions off their money and they're recognized internationally. But if it's at $1.74, let's just say, okay, let's roll with it. $1.74, it comes out. Let's say it does hit $1.74. A bulk of you people are going to go running down there and you're going to cash it in because you just want to hear it do that. I say this, if you have enough dinar to do this, I say you take enough down there to pay off all your bills, to get enough money to live very, very comfortably, and then hold on to some. Because as the time goes on, every 3 months, 6 months, you're going to see them revalue the currency. The exchange rate's going to keep going up because they're a much stronger country than Kuwait is. This is going to be the trading mecca of the Middle East. There's no doubt about it. We know China wanted Iraq to be the center point for their Belt Initiative. All right, we know this, the new Silk Road, and they pumped a ton of money into Iraq. Okay, that changed. But look it, if you just go through here, I'll leave the link in there. You could just read side by side. Okay, you could read side by side how much stronger their GDP power is. Way stronger. The GDP rate growth. Look at this real quick. In 2017, it's supposed to be at minus 2.1. Their GDP growth is 0.04. In 16, it was 11. Well, here's the thing. In 2018, the GDP was at 6 point something. And it's projected in 2019, 6 point something. And their GDP is expected to grow to between 11% and 16% in 2020. That's huge GDP. For those of you who are not paying attention, we're fussing over here in the United States just to reach 3%. We would be happy if we had 3% GDP growth, all right? Yay! They're talking about somewhere between 11 and 16%. That's smashing everybody. This country's established. This country needs reconstruction. This company's rocking and rolling. Country's rocking and rolling. This country's just getting started, all right? And already they're way ahead of Kuwait in this side-by-side comparison. Look at the labor force. Remember I was telling you they had more workable people? Look at 2.695. This is in 2017. And they had 8.9. There's much more now, okay? Unemployment rate is high. We know that's high in Iraq because they haven't been giving them the damn jobs. That's because they need to get some foreign investors in there. And, that's another thing I want to bring up. Some of you guys are like, no, if they do the LOP, and what happens if they're right? And, then our 25,000 becomes 25. Are you kidding me? What company then? What company is going to risk going into Iraq after they just screwed over millions of people? Millions of people, they screwed them over on that rate. No. We all know investments is a risk, but you do that, you could see a backlash like you wouldn't believe. There's no way in God's green earth that you're going to see Iraq screw people over. That's why I know I'm right when I talk about the differences in the rates, okay? You're going to see the rate growth for when they do the redenomination, okay? But look at these other things. Look at this industry: petroleum, petrochemicals, cement, shipbuilding and repairing, water, food, petroleum, chemicals, textile, leathers, construction materials. Actually, believe it or not, the funny thing is one of the fastest, and the company is growing at a phenomenal rate right now in Iraq, and of course, because it makes good sense. Okay, right now in Iraq, what we're seeing is the cement companies are growing at record rates. But look at the difference that we have here. Okay, then you just keep going down here. Look at this agriculture. Hey, they got fish. Okay, well, Iraq has wheat, barley, rice, vegetables, dates, cotton, cattle, sheep, poultry. Yes. Do you see what I'm saying? If Kuwait's dollar is the most valuable currency, and you see how much more stronger Iraq is, what in God's green earth? What makes you think that Iraq has no potential to not only catch, but pass up Kuwait? We know they have all kinds of problems with the government and corruption. We get that. Okay, but here's what those people that are always naysayers, they're the ones that I read articles about. That's what they say: unstable government, corrupt government. But what they never tell you is what if? What if the government is fine and it gets fixed and the corruption's down? You know what I mean? What if the government becomes stable? They don't tell you about that what if scenario. So I'm telling you, what if? Okay, so look at the revenues, their budgets, okay? The revenues in 2017, 5280, look at it, 63, much higher, okay? Expenditures, yeah, much higher, okay? So you got your industries. What else do we got here? Look at their production went down, their production went up. Agriculture's is higher. Let's see what else here. We got the exchange rate on the dinar. All right, the Kuwait. Look at, we see this. We know that it's off. We know this. We know that the Kuwait dinar is way more valuable than the ones that are in Iraq. So the dinar in Kuwait is much more stronger. Okay, look at the reserves. Look at the difference in reserves, okay? So, I'm recording. Okay, hold on. So, we got blendings different. It's cheaper now here than it is in Kuwait. Stock, look at. So, I'm going to leave this link here. And I want you to just go through and take a look at it side by side. You can go to energy and you can see without a doubt, that Iraq is much more stronger than Kuwait is. And so if Kuwait right now has the most valuable currency, then there's no way in heck that Iraq is not only going to catch them, but pass them up. Okay, so I'll leave this inside the link. All right, I just wanted to show you this, to kind of cheer you guys up. Look, I also leave the link to my Facebook group that is the same name as my channel, which is Pimpy's Investment Chat. In there's so much news and information for you to go through if you're just curious. So if you're on Facebook, I'll leave the link there as well. You could go to that group. There's a ton of information in there for you to go through. All right, I did a side-by-side comparison to show you what I meant by purchasing power or the strength of the dollar, how our dollar is different than other ones. That means the rates for other countries are going to be different. There's not going to be this one rate for everybody around the world. It doesn't work that way, okay? I hope that answers a lot of questions, all right? Have a good evening.